The West Brand Stadium in Brandon is one of the finest baseball facilities that we have in Manitoba. More than anybody else, one man, Alec Campbell, had the vision and the concept to make the stadium a possibility. Alec, you're a member of the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame as a builder, and in your case that name really applied because you had the inspiration to convince Brandon that it could stage the 1991 World Youth Championship, providing it would build a stadium. I'm sure you had some problems trying to get that across.
Yes, it was challenging to begin with. I was with Brandon Minor Baseball at the time, and actually the idea came up in 1984 at the NBA annual meeting. Gladden Scott had reported on the success of the World Championship in Kindersley, Saskatchewan, so automatically the lights went on at that time. I said, no, if Kinders can do something like this, no, why not Brandon? And at that particular time, we were looking at getting a new ballpark to replace the aging Kinsman Memorial Stadium. So that's how it got started.
Sure. A great deal of background work obviously was needed in leading up to making a bid for the 91 Worlds, and I'm sure there were hurdles to get over there too.
Yeah, I guess my first hurdle was once I heard the information from the meeting, I went back to our executive of minor baseball and I introduced the possibility of doing this, and it was met with some reluctance to begin with, but perseverance paid off. They all agreed that maybe this is something that we should pursue, so that's where it started. So I guess the first plan we had to do, we had to try to find a leader, to lead our organization, and the second was to convince the city to support our bid and also construct a new ballpark. So at that time, we're fortunate. We had a person in mind, and we finally convinced him to do it, and that was Tom Town, who is a Hall of Famer. And we brought Tom on rather reluctantly to begin, because he mentioned that I'm going to retire soon, and I'm not sure if I have the time, and we more or less coerced him into, there's not going to take much time, Tom, we're going to be able to do this, no problem, it's going to help your retirement. So Tom agreed to do it, and Tom was the glue to our organization. He's a person that's very enthusiastic, and everybody loves Tom.
Alec, your final presentation in the bid process was made in Havana, Cuba, to Baseball's World Congress in 1987. And I understand that you attended a Canada-Cuba baseball game, and Fidel Castro was sitting pretty close to you.
That was a real turning point there. It was actually International Continental Cup was on at the time, and they're also hosting the World Congress, where they make the final decisions. And the one game, Canada-Cuba, Fidel Castro did show up, and he was probably no more than 20-25 feet from us. So that was a real experience.
The 1991 World Youth Championship in Brandon, we know, was a tremendous success. And Team Canada won the event for the first time, another plus. You did such a great job, I'm sure that they asked you to do it again 3 years later.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, in 91, we drew 125,000 people to those 10 days, which was, I'm not sure, has been topped even to this point in time, as far as that tournament goes. But we did such a good job, and about approximately a year later, IBA asked us to come back and if we'd consider doing it in 94. Canada was a place that was the one that hosted a lot of the events for the IBA, which it was always successful. That's why. So.
As you look ahead, could it ever come back again, do you think, to our bid?
Oh, definitely. Like I'm trying to convince people to, take on the challenge, because anyone can do it, as far as I'm concerned. If you have the drive, we have the people that can do it, but it takes an awful lot of work and a lot of time. And I guess the big thing with those two tournaments, our budget, was over $1 million, because the big cost item is housing and feeding and transporting the teams, which probably close to $600,000. But I think anybody can do it. We did it. We did it twice. So
let's do some backtracking. You played minor baseball in Strathclair, and you started coaching baseball in the late 1970s. Then you coached in the Brandon Minor Baseball Association for 15 years. And you had some good success in Little League, Pee Wee, Bantam, and Midget with those kids, didn't you?
Yeah, I was fortunate. It was actually my brother-in-law, Brian Hodson, that convinced me to come back at that time and help coach him, his two sons, Jamie and Scott Hodson. And after that, I more or less took another team over. And and we had a pretty good run. And fortunate for me is some of these players had some good skills, so we're fortunate we did win some events which were highlights of our.
Did you take those kids up the line? Like
I did, yeah, from about 11, 12 years old right up to about 18 years old.
I see. Also, you served in various executive capacities in baseball in Manitoba and for Baseball Canada. And I remember you as a member of the Technical Commission for the Pan American Games in 1999 in Winnipeg.
Well, that was another highlight of my baseball history is being selected to sit on that technical committee through IBA.
That was a good tournament.
Oh, it was fantastic. Baseball. And I guess the one thing that really stands out, I had the opportunity to talk and sit down and talk to Dennis Martinez, who happened to manage the Venezuelan team there. So El Presidente, no-hitter from Montreal Expos, that was another highlight. And I have the picture to go along with it too.
Have you?
So, yes, I do.
Autographed as well?
Yeah.
Okay. You also have been involved with the Andrews Field Management Group in Brandon, and that includes a minor baseball facility just west of that complex, right?
That's right. I've been involved. I manage or chair the management group that runs the Andrews Field. It's called Andrews Field now. And 2 years ago, they constructed the second stadium, which is just directly east, and it's similar to Andrews Field, same dimensions and everything else. Of course, it doesn't have the bleachers and things like that. But, that's been my pet thing now for the last 5 or 6 years is cutting grass, and there's no better thing now than to get out in the field and make some designs and make sure the field looks really good.
Very clearly, Alec, you are a very deserving builder in the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame, but what does it mean to you?
It means a lot, to be recognized, because I take a look around and the fraternity that's in here. I've been associated with a lot of these older people. Well, I shouldn't say older people. I guess they are older people. And you just look at Gladwin and Lannis and Lloyd Brown, all those people that, they're tireless. They just, they live and die the game. And I just hope that I continue on that way as I go on. And I'm a believer is that everyone should put back. They have the opportunity to play the game, then they should put back. And that's the one thing I try to emphasize to the younger people.
Alec Campbell of Brandon, and we proudly salute his membership in the Baseball Hall of Fame in Manitoba.
Thank you very much.